Bring ding 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 ding. What's up, my dudes? So I'm doing a track review on one of these Endurocross tracks. Supposed to go not that way? Oh, you're supposed to go straight. I have this on practice. What the fuck is this doing? That was weird. It like already had the tough blocks out in the... I thought on practice you could just basically go wherever you wanted to go. Maybe I have to do that on the free ride portion of it. I don't know. But check this out, man. This kind of thing right here should be in every single motocross game out there. Period. Every single motocross game. I don't care if it's a simulator. I don't care if it's an arcade game. I don't care if it's whatever it is. Like, this is some cool stuff right here, dude, that needs to... It's just like another layer of the dirt bike riding that people don't realize. You know, it's not just the supercross and motocross and free riding kind of thing. I mean, this is like a whole nother tier of it, a whole nother level of it. And there's no limit to this kind of stuff right here, man. Especially when you start putting this not necessarily in an arena, but also in like, also in like real life trail style tracks and stuff. I mean, that's a big part. A lot of people do that kind of stuff. The hair scrambling and all that. I mean, I've actually raced in a few of those in real life as well. So I got a pretty good idea on what's going on with that. But I mean, that's like a big thing. You know, people wouldn't think. A lot of people get all caught up in the motocross and the supercross and stuff. But really, there's a lot of people that do this kind of stuff, man. Not just the in-stadium enduro-cross stuff, but the just trail tracks, and a lot of people have tons of fun with that. So, yeah, man, this track right here, I have actually rode on this before. I used to race with my buddies on this track all the time. Such a fun track to race on. Fucking hitting all these rocks and ricocheting all over the place. And your speed is kept at a pretty small pace. So when you're racing, it's like this micro, you're at this like micro battle. You know, you're both going like 0.25 miles an hour. Oh, shit. Getting caught up on logs and like, and then this dude hits this section and he gets totally destroyed on that. So then you can catch back up to him, but you're both going super slow. So it's a awesome change up in the game pace. Like, it's almost as if you had, you know, zombies in a Call of Duty. You know, a multiplayer, you do that, it's a certain thing, and then you can go play zombies. Kind of get your mind off the multiplayer. It's kind of like a whole nother layer to the game. Oh, let me just completely destroy the bottom of the bike right there. But like with these sort of games, having these somewhat silly styles of tracks, because that's basically what they are, and when you compare them to the normal motocross and supercross stuff, I mean, I don't look at them as silly. I look at them as necessary, but most people would look at this as silly. But I mean, what I'm saying though is like, it's something so different that it completely takes your mind off of the motocross in the game and the supercross in the game. So it gives it that same sort of longevity like what a zombies mode in Call of Duty would give a game. So that's a cool thing about it. But yeah, you can sell these tire sections. You got these logs, the rocks combined with the logs in the sections. You got the mud. I mean, good Lord, like, how could you not love this as a motocross fan? I mean, straight up, how could you not love this, dude? I mean, it's just awesome. And the rocks, like, they're just enough of a challenge. I would say they're pretty easy in this game. The rock sections are, in comparison to obviously real life riding or like MX Simulator. But you always got to keep in mind it is a arcade motocross game here. So in the grand scheme of it, I mean, I think it fits in pretty well how the rocks are. Oh, Big Daddy rocks, dude. Big Daddy rock hard. So, yeah, Doc, let me not say something sexual here. I know how I usually accidentally do that. Oh, that's so cool. That inside, the way they put those logs together, it's like an inside log rut. Oh, it's sick. So you got these little inside grooves to that log into the water sections. Jumping that. That's a cool double right over there. Save some time on a lap time. Woo! Sliding all over the logs. Okay. Let me see if I can... I think you could probably double that tire into that log section there. Whoa. Okay. I don't know if it's better to fishtail through those or if it's better to just go straight through them and hit them right on. Seems like that's one thing about these, any sort of trail style track or Endurocross or whatever. There's just so many options on the track. You know, you hardly ever are you going to say an enduro track is like one-lined unless it's a super tight trail track. And even then, a lot of that is more about just endurance of it, you know, that plays a different part into the race and stuff. But let's see. So I think you can double that. You probably have to hit the outside to do it, but like you always have the choice of like hitting up the inside or like railing around the outside and carrying way more speed through that particular section. So that's a cool different element that you have in basically every single one of these corners. So let's see here. Okay, hook up over that. What does it look like in first person? Not slot. Okay, here's some first person. I'll try not to stay in this camera for too long. I know it's probably shaking the video. You gotta be really careful about that when you're a YouTuber. Like, some things that look okay to you may not look okay to the viewers. So that's something you kind of got to learn there. Something I've learned over the time of doing YouTube here. This is actually pretty hard to do this in first person. I used to have the first person of this game pretty dialed in like I did the first person of the console reflex. It's just hard to tell where the bike is, you know, like where you're leaning and shit. Let's get out of that. Okay. But yeah, I mean, you can see the stadium off in the distance. Everything looks good in that sense. It's going to be a bit tricky to review these tracks because they're not like a custom track, you know? So it's like, it's going to be hard not to just be like 10, 10, 10, you know what I mean? Because I just love like basically every track in this game, so that's going to be tricky. But, let's see. What I'll have to do is just compare each individual track within the other tracks that are already in the game. Basically, it's the only way I would see to do that. But still, it's going to be tough because I just love all these tracks. They're so unique. They're so different. Like, maybe I'll find one that I don't like quite as much. It'll just have to kind of be deeper in these videos here. But as far as this track, I mean, it's a lot of fun, dude. Like, I mean, for this style of tracks, there's enough differences in the sections. You know, you don't feel like you're hitting the same thing over and over. Yeah, like I'm saying, the rocks and the logs, and it goes to the mud, then it goes to the... You basically have every single section of a Endurocross track in this track. So I don't even know what else you would really add to this, other than like some of that newer stuff they've been doing with the wood. Like, you got those different wood sections, little small wood sections and whatnot that they've been adding. I guess that's something you could potentially add, but I don't think that was as much of a thing back in these days. I could be wrong on that, but I don't really think it was quite as much of a deal. So, yeah, I would say overall rating on this thing, I feel like it's good for any sort of jumping options and stuff like that. You got a lot of different places where it's like, whoa, you can actually double over that log, or oh, let me use this rut, or this log is a rut, stuff like that. So it's definitely cool in that sense. I would give this thing a... I'm going to give it... I can't remember exactly what that other one is like. I know there's two of them in this game, but I'm just going to give this one an 8 overall. And I'm going to say the difficulty is... you could probably say hard for this kind of game. Even though it's you know, laughably easy in comparison to like a simulator, obviously, but just in the nature of like the difficulty of this game, this is probably more like hard difficulty. So either way, I appreciate you guys watching all the videos. Later, dudes.